none se u Rwanda rukora iki kuri ibi byose? Icyambere kandi mu buryo bworoshye tugomba kureba niba uko byagenda kose dukomeza kuba hamwe kandi tudatatana. Tugomba gukomeza kubaho kandi tukabaho dufite uburenganzira bwo kubaho.
By our right to live. Our right to live cannot be taken away by anybody.
Uburenganzira bwacu bwo kubaho ntibushobora kwamburwa n'umuntu uwo ari we wese.
And from us. And so we have to make sure
harimo n'ibihugu bikomeye byo mu burengerazuba ntibishobora kubutwambura. Niyo mpamvu tugomba gukora ibishoboka byose kugira ngo dukomeze kuba hamwe. Tugakomeza nk'uko nabivuze mbere, tugomba gukora ibyo twumva ko ari ibyo kandi dushoboye gukora. Kandi bimwe mu byo muvuga nshimishijwe nuko ari wowe ubivuze atari njye. Kuko iyaba ari njye ubivuze bihita bihinduka ikindi kibazo. Ariko ibyo umaze kuvuga ndabyemera.
But we shall remain the course and keep contributing to what can find a solution.
Reka tuvuge ku cyo bita itsinda ry'impuguke. Iyo urebye abagize iryo tsinda usanga hari isano bafitanye n'amateka y'iki kibazo.
And I'm glad you are the one who said it, not me. Because when it is me, then it is another problem. But I build on what you've just said.
Amateka ashobora kuba maze ibinyejana byinshi, ariko abantu bagombye kuba basobanukiwe imizi y'iki kibazo, uko cyavutse n'uko cyakemuka. Bakigaragaza nk'aho imizi yacyo ari igihe cyacu cya vuba. Gusa ikintu gifite inkomoko mu kinyejana cyashize bakagishyira nk'aho imizi yacyo cyatangiye mu myaka 5 ishize.
And the people who are supposed to be understanding the root causes of things we have to deal with, and they frame it like the root causes are just recent. Something that has a root cause in a century that has passed is portrayed as if the root cause was just 5 years ago. And there are people, even when you are reasoning with them, by the way, and saying,
hari n'abantu iyo muganira akubwira ati oya ibi ni ukuri, ibi ni ukuri, ibi nabyo ni ukuri. Bakagusubiza bati ariko itsinda ry'impuguke niryo ribivuga. Mu by'ukuri hari abantu bamaze kwandika no kubaka inkuru runaka bashaka ko abantu bemera. Ntabwo baba bagamije gukemura ikibazo, ahubwo baba bashaka gukikemura mu buryo bw'ubwabo bashaka. Bagakomeza kujya impaka, bakazana ibi, bakazana biriya, bakakubwira ngo reba ibi, reba biriya. Ariko hari ikintu kimwe iyo ubuga bagaragarije ibimenyetso bifatika nk'uko nabikubwiye. Hari abantu b'imutobo babwira abanyamakuru ndetse n'abayobozi bati mwebwe muturuka mu mahanga,
everything will be
bakababwira inkuru y'ibyabo babonye n'ibyo banyuzemo,
what they want.
kandi si umuntu umwe cyangwa babiri, ni ubuhamya bw'abantu babarirwa muri za magana.
So it's difficult for me to say,
ariko nubwo bimeze bityo birongera
to say,
gusubira ku byo bashaka,
do I change the
ibindi
understanding
byose bakabishyira ku ruhande,
the problems that affect me, or
bakagushyira
do I
ku
lie
murongo w'inkuru bashaka ko ukurikira.
and agree with them so that
Niyo mpamvu kuri njye bigoye kuvuga nti nakora iki,
is that,
ese nahindura uko nsobanukiwe ibibazo bimbabaza,
we are left with the very
cyangwa nahindura uko mbona ukuri kw'ibanze kwabyo,
to
kwemera ko
pick from.
bo bavuga kugira ngo mbeho kandi mbashe kubarwanya.
The choice is just to say, well,
Si ibyo nibyo nahitamo?
it's a fact. The cause is this.
Kuri twe hasigaye amahitamo make cyane.
We are the ones concerned.
Tugomba guhitamo mu byo dushoboye gukora, kandi amahitamo ni ukuvuga tuti ibi ni ukuri.
So we say
Impamvu y'ikibazo ni
this is where
iyi,
we are, and
twebwe nitwe bireba.
just go and do whatever
None
you
se
want.
ni iki
And
dushoboye
that's how
gukora?
people go and do whatever they want, because even as I said earlier, it doesn't have
Niyo mpamvu tuvuga tuti tuzaguma aho turi, dusubize kandi dukore ibyo dushoboye, kuko iyo abantu bakomeye
It is either arrogance or
bemeye ko bakora ibyo abandi bashaka byose,
wrong exercise.
ikibazo ubwacyo ntikiba
Power.
gikemurwa.
So they'll go back and sanction.
Kandi nk'uko nabivuze mbere, rimwe na rimwe si ugukemura ikibazo baba
They
bashaka,
agree with their forceful.
hari ubwo baba
So
ari ubwibone cyangwa gukoresha imbaraga bafite, bagafata ibihano kubera ko utumviye igitutu cyabo cyangwa kubera ko wanze kwemera ibyo bashaka ko wemera, n'ubwo ibyo bashaka bashobora kuba atari byo.
what do we do?
None se twakora iki?
So we just stay the course and
Tugomba gukomeza umurongo
do our
wacu,
best.
tugakomeza gusobanura uko tubibona.
And you can see.
Urabona,
you have, let's say, two parties.
wafashe impapuro ebyiri,
Let me say that.
imwe igaragaza umuntu ufite uruhare ruto,
Less responsible for the problem.
indi igaragaza umuntu ufite uruhare
The other one is
rutaziguye.
directly responsible.
Ariko abakomeye bakaza bakavuga bati turashaka ko uyu muntu ufite uruhare runaka,
We want this
nubwo yaba ari mu makosa,
responsible
ari we
person,
ugaragazwa nk'uri mukuri,
even if he's wrong, but we want him to
ukavuga ibyawe ukagaragaza ibimenyetso n'impamvu zawe,
be the
ariko
one
bakagusubiza bati niba utabyemeye muri ubwo buryo turaguhana.
the right one. And you argue, you present your case, but they say, okay, if you don't see it that way, we will sanction.
Bityo bagahana umuntu ufite uruhare kugira ngo undi muntu bashaka ko atsinda abone inyungu mu buryo bo bashaka. Nta byinshi ushobora kubikoraho
More responsible
keretse abo bantu ubwabo bafashe umwanzuro wo guhindura imyumvire yabo cyangwa uburyo barebamo iki kibazo.
There is nothing you can do about that, except if these people decided to change their mind or the way they look at the problem. So for what
Kuri twe icyo dukora ni ugukomeza gushyira hamwe, tukegereza kubaho no guhangana n'ibintu byose baduterera,
try to survive
nibyo
everything
gusa.
being thrown at you.
kuko ibyo ubwabyo ntibishobora gukemura ikibazo. Bashobora kugutera ubwoba, bakagerageza kukugirira nabi kugira ngo bagucogoze, maze umuntu runaka agacika intege akemera gutanga ibyo bashaka n'ubwo
Somebody is broken.
ibyo byashaka byaba atari byo. Niyo mpamvu twe tugomba gukora ibishoboka kugira ngo tutavunika.
Even if it is wrong.
Ni inshingano yacu kureba ko
We just make sure
tutavunika.
we are not broken. That's it. It's our duty to make sure we don't get broken. Well, I think it's all well put, and just to say, what does Rwanda do about all this? First, survive and thrive. We have to make sure under whatever circumstances we stay intact. We still can survive all this and live by our right to live. Our right to live cannot be taken away by anybody, including the powerful West. You cannot take it away and from us. And so we have to make sure we stay together. We stay, as I said earlier, doing what is right that we can do. But you've put it so well. I mean, you can't help but to wonder why this problem that has been there for these 3 decades, these problems don't go away, despite so much in terms of interest and from all over the place. And yeah, but we shall remain the course and keep contributing to what can find a solution, help us find a solution. And I mean, some of the things you've said, and I'm glad you are the one who said it, not me. Because when it is me, then it is another problem. But I build on what you've just said so accurately. And let's say if you look at the composition alone of the so-called group of experts, the composition has a connection with the history, has a connection with the history of this problem for probably centuries. So these are the people who are supposed to be understanding the root causes of things we have to deal with. And they frame it like the root causes are just recent. Something that has a root cause in a century that has passed is portrayed as if the root cause was just 5 years ago. And there are people, even when you are reasoning with them, by the way, and saying, no, this is a fact, you can cross-check, this is a fact, and then they will say, no, but the group of experts are saying this. They refer to their people who have already written, framed a narrative that people must believe, not to address the problem, but to address it the way they want. You see? So, and it will go back and forth, we keep explaining, what you see, look at this is the one, this is that, this is one thing later, and you demonstrate it, and even give evidence. Like I told you, there are people in Mutobo who testify to journalists, to government officials who come from abroad, and they tell you the story. It's not one, it's not two, it's like hundreds of testimonies. But they will still come back to what they want. Everything will be rubbish, put aside, and they'll bring you back to what they want you to follow. So it's difficult for me to say, what can I do? To say, do I change the understanding of the problems that affect me or the underlying facts relating to that and agree with them so that I survive them? So is that an option? For us, we are left with very narrow choices to pick from what we do. The choice is just to say, well, this is a fact. The cause is this. We are the ones concerned. We can tell you what we feel. So we say, this is where we are, and just go and do whatever you want. And that's how people go and do whatever they want, because even as I said earlier, it doesn't have to be addressing the problem. No, it's just sometimes it is either arrogance or wrong exercise of power that people have, and so they'll go back and sanction because you didn't agree with their falsehood. So meaning they are arm twisting you to bring you to agree the wrong thing that they're. So what do we do? So we just stay the course and keep explaining, keep doing our best, and you can see here you have, let's say, two parties to the problem. Let me say that. One is actually less responsible for the problem being there. The other one is directly responsible. So the powerful will come and say, you know what? We want this responsible person, even if he's wrong, but we want him to be the one seen as the right one. And you argue, you present your case, but they say, okay, if you don't see it that way, we will sanction you. So they will sanction the one who is less responsible so that the one more responsible benefits the way they want, or benefits them the way they want. There is nothing you can do about that, except if these people decided to change their mind or the way they look at the problem. So for you, what you do is you just hold yourself together and try to survive everything being thrown at you. That's it. Otherwise, it cannot solve the problem. That you threaten me, you even try to do harm to me, or you try to do this, and so that somebody is broken and delivers whatever they want, even if it is wrong. So we just make sure we are not broken. That's it. It's our duty to make sure we don't get broken. And